Contrary to popular belief, NASCAR is still plenty entertaining in 2019. To hardcore, lifelong fans like myself, it's not the dark days that mainstream media or old Bill at the local auto parts store might suggest. And that's why in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 reasons NASCAR is just as compelling as ever. Number 5. The competition is just as close as it's ever been. In 1994, Jeff Bodine lapped the entire field en route to victory at North Wilkesboro Speedway. The only thing to come close to this in the 25 years since was Jeff Burton leading every lap at New Hampshire in 2000 and Martin Truex Jr. leading 588 of the 600 miles at the Coca-Cola 600 in 2016. Not to mention, 17 out of 20 of NASCAR's closest finishes in history have taken place since the 2000 season. Number 4. The rules are not all that complicated. Now, I'm not one that hates or loves the chase/playoff era, and I can either live with or without the stages, but the rules are pretty simple. Finish in the top 10 in one of 3 stages throughout the course of the race, and you get points in which, if you make the final 16 in the NASCAR playoffs, can count towards your ranking in the final 10 race stretch of the season. Win the race and you get points and you're locked into the playoffs. Now, if 16 other drivers happen to win a race, you better hope you've collected more points than them. It's still just points. Admittedly, in the age of fantasy sports and sports betting, the new system gives hardcore fans a little more to sink their teeth into. Just remember this: win and you're in. Collect as many points and as many more wins as you can to solidify your spot in the playoffs. And then once they've started, survive 3 elimination rounds to be one of 4 drivers to contend for the championship in Homestead, Miami. Now, I will admit, I don't really love the Final Four and I'm not a big fan of the word playoffs, but that's for another discussion. Number 3. New talent. The stars and legends of the 80s, 90s, and even the 2000s are largely gone, but now is as good a time as any to find a new favorite driver or drivers. The recent decline in TV ratings and attendance as well as sponsorship dollars may incidentally be just what the sport needed. With less of a corporate presence and more of a desire to see drivers being themselves, we are finally seeing a generation of drivers coming into their own and out from the shadows of their predecessors. Young Ryan Blaney hosts a podcast and speaks his mind. Chase Elliott offers that link to the sport's past left void by the retirement of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And Kyle Larson, growing ever more outspoken in recent years, evokes the best of both Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart combined at times. Bubba Wallace offers a bit of the diversity the sport has desperately needed for years while connecting with a younger and more tech-savvy base on iRacing and online, and the list goes on and on. Number 2. Conditions are perfect for new and exciting rivalries. That's right, believe it or not, drivers like Kyle and Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., and Kevin Harvick are wily veterans in 2019, and with a huge group of 20-somethings infiltrating the sport, they're bound to lose their cool sooner than later. One of, if not more of these seasoned vets will more than likely have to take some of their younger counterparts to school as the 2019 season forges ahead. With the introduction of a new aero package and largely unknown territory looming this season, patience is sure to wear thin. And the number 1 reason why it's so easy to be a fan of NASCAR in 2019, there are big and positive changes coming to the sport. 2019 is just the beginning of sweeping efforts by NASCAR under new leadership of CEO Jim France and President Steve Phelps to enhance the product we see on track. From the introduction of a new aero package this year, geared toward bringing the competition even closer and further evening the playing field, to the beginnings of discussions surrounding the Generation 7 car, the schedule revamp, and an overall effort to bring NASCAR back to its roots, the future looks bright for the sport. One exciting announcement in February informed us that starting this year, we'll be able to stream K&N Pro and other grassroots level stock car races for free. There can't be a better way to grow the sport of NASCAR than being able to effectively follow its talent up through the ranks. Now, if you're an old fan who has left the sport and my list didn't convince you to give it another try, I hate to hear that. Although you found this video for a reason, so maybe you're considering it more than you'll admit. And that's my top 5 reasons why being a NASCAR fan in 2019 is easier than you think. I'm sure you have plenty of opinions based off everything I just said, Some may agree, and some may strongly disagree. Either way, I'd like to hear about it in the comments below. If you like this content, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications of future videos. Until next time, these have been my famous fast words, and I'll see you on the next lap around.